Winner of this game, I've said game a lot in this game. Winner of this, Lacoste, stays in Div 1.
You can
Loser,
say game one more time. Game in Gladiators.
Game in Gladiators. Will they win or will they not? We shall find out.
Straight up 50-50.
You didn't like the Terrorblade pick. I never like a Terrorblade pick, so we're going to get along just fine in this cast. We are seeing the old CK-IO combo come back. Obviously, CK has kind of dropped off a bit since the nerfs. Was one of the most picked heroes pre-major and then during the major as well. How strong would you say this combo is these days?
It's very good in the lane. Like, when we talk about the region, IO does provide you, like, you don't buy healing cells. The value from the cells on IO gets even bigger, so one of the heroes that is kind of forgotten, like not a lot of teams are playing IO, and CK has a built-in region as well. We need to talk about the global presence. This is Tricore from Gaming Gladiators. All eyes on this Terrorblade. I know that
Pexu takes some damage to the hammer, but Tofu now getting chased out as Hanskin has come with that concussive shot, so Tofu biting off a little too much here. Needs a little bit more protein. Tofu doesn't really give you many nutrients, as he actually pops the Fairy Fire as well, which means they have to expend a little bit more mana, but First Blood goes to the Terrorblade.
They tried really hard to give this First Blood to Terrorblade. Pops the stick, pops the Fairy Fire, tries to play with it so that someone else gets it, but yeah. They wanted to secure it for Aqua so that he can get Boots of Speed. This is an item you definitely want to buy against Razor, and now you have Reflection on top of that. So try to slow him down with the dual bread. Good start for Goon Squad.
Yep, that is exactly what they needed. I mean, we said this in game 1, we said this in game 2.
We say a lot of things.
We were wrong in both games that the game would be very even. So if this follows suit, whoever gets First Blood wins the game, I'm pretty sure. Game number 1 and 2 went that way, and they were both pretty big shellackings for each respective side. We're going to see the Puck versus Void. What was the reason for no Ember? Because you guys were saying Ember was likely to be that second pick, but they go for the Void Spirit instead, the older brother.
Is he really?
And look at him. He has gray hair. I would say Earth Spirit is clearly the oldest. Storm probably the youngest. Of course,
yeah, the way the way he talks, definitely the youngest. Has a big mouth.
Yeah, I'd say Ember would be second in line there.
Why Void Spirit? Maybe they thought they need more like explosive magic damage compared to the physical, and now it makes more sense because with the last pick Terrorblade, sometimes it's hard to say because certain teams, you know, they just love to pick certain heroes, and they also have something prepared. They're like, okay, if they don't ban Razor, we're gonna go for the Razor last pick, try to ruin Aqua, and then we need some extra magical damage coming up from the mid lane.
That's a lot of damage to S4. Don't think they can finish it off, but he gets away with about 20 HP, which means the regen will have to come for him now. Of course, for Dyrachyo, a lot of that regen is going to be via Celery, who, instead of buying salves for his hero, is going to be a salve, essentially, for the laning stage. And that's a hero that never made it into Captain's Mode in Dota 1, I don't think. Or it took years. It's like 4.5 years. The hero was out and never made it to Captain's Mode.
And we've been struggling to balance this hero for 5 years. IO always finds a way how to be imbalanced.
Now we know why it was never put in Captain's Mode in Dota. As Boom getting pressured here a bit by Limp. You can see the early CS 13 and 4 versus the 14 also extremely even. Pops the Fairy Fire there. But I'm more interested in the Terrorblade versus CK farm, because right now CK 15 and 5, Terrorblade 10 and 0. So already actually has not used the. Wait, did he use the meta earlier and it's off cooldown now? I don't think so.
No, he didn't.
Has yet to use that to try to push them out of the lane.
S4 dropping very low. Yeah, they try to put some pressure at the early levels with Beastmaster Skywrath Mage, something that you should do. Jakiro.
Pexu able to get out as Ace is getting pressured big time by the meta from Aqua. He's going to pop the wand to stay alive. Gets off the Plasma Field at the last moment. Looks like Pexu was eventually chased down by
Aqua
Tofu.
Needs to be careful. They might dive him with the next Plasma Field.
Yeah, but it's going to be close. He's got that salve still running on Ace.
9 stick charges and the mango on Tofu. He's going to go in.
And the hammer comes through as well.
I mean, this one's on Aqua.
And they lose S4, who was kind of straddling on very low HP for quite a while in that top lane. So a couple of potential mistakes coming out from Goon Squad. You called it in this bot lane, especially.
They will stabilize the top lane. CK will be able to get the farm, like will be able to out-sustain the damage they're putting out. This time around, S4, okay, he's bringing the Ring of Bassi for Hanskin one more time. Needs to give him the recipe. But it's not going to be enough. Like CK 2 points in Chaos Strike. And now this Terrorblade on bottom that we see does not have meta. Ace has stick charges. Should be okay.
Barely gets out with his life. Has a salve brought to him as well. As we can see the Reality Rift with Celery linking up. Hanskin is mega dead as the crit comes through for Dyrachyo. And for him, it's going to be that Armlet Rush, obviously, which has been kind of the tried and true for CK for so many years now, since it works so well on his illusions.
Oh, does it?
Yes, it does. In case you didn't know, you got to pop that and then...
you can't toggle it.
That's right. If only you could toggle for each additional illusion, that would be very interesting.
Big stuns on bottom. Tofu going ham on Dawnbreaker. Yeah, that's going to be another kill.
Pexu is definitely dead here in the bot lane. This lane is getting out of control in favor of Game, and a big static link to follow as well. And yeah, Gaiman off to a pretty good start. As top lane, Dyrachyo is going to get very aggressive on the Hanskin. I have to think about his choices here, focusing on S4 now, staying alive just barely, but Celery not enough regen to come through for him, as the Arcane Bolt will tag him, but he should. So, the concussive shot afterwards, that is enough. So 2 wraparound kills here, or return kills, I should say, for Goon Squad, after they were definitely losing this lane earlier.
They made a big turnaround. Maybe CK was like, okay, I can play this aggressive, relying on Chaos Strike. If he pops it, maybe he'll liz.
Yeah, that's the meta, and that is likely to be a death. Pexu's going to die first, but still the more valuable kill going the way of Goon Squad.
So many times Ace survived on no HP whatsoever, and finally they get a kill. And Aqua gets the last hit, which is what matters. He got the solo XP.
Oh, he's actually going to expend Coil just to try to get this rune, but Boom just walks right through, and he'll get the Arcane Rune.
Oh, chat is going to love this one.
What one?
The Coil.
Oh. It's a good thought.
He tried. It's a good rune. If he picks up the Arcane Rune, but then puts himself in a position where he potentially dies, because there is IO having extra movement speed. Does Puck even have boots? Yeah, he does not, and the Boom does have on Void Spirit, so good choice from Limp. Gonna get his bottle refilled anyway.
Yeah. And that is, I guess, the downside is having to force somebody into the mid lane to refill it, since he didn't get the charge yourself. But Gaiman definitely off to a decent start, although it could have been snowballing in their control, but obviously these last few kills have gone the way of Goon Squad to even it up for the most part. And S4 kind of soloing here for a bit as Hanskin makes his way back. And I mean, this is a very scary lane. CKIO, a lot of sustain between the two of them. Definitely not something to underestimate.
Maybe the reason why Dyrachyo died is he didn't use the courier, because right now he's bringing double gloves of haste and blades of the attack. So if he had power treads there, would have more damage, means more lifesteal, more attack speed, and more tankiness. Maybe his courier died, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that is a little odd. As we're going to see a TP in the bot lane. Ace gets off the plasma field and the static link to follow. You see the coil, it is on 2, but do they have the damage come through? That early Sunder coming out.
Oh, big
But the wraparound here from the Void Spirit. So Boom and company able to get that kill into Jakiro. Could have been a lot worse, though, for Goon Squad.
Tofu on Dawnbreaker looks extremely good. Like, he's going to be level 6, 8 minutes into the game. Been involved in 5 out of 7 kills from the lane, put a ton of pressure on Terrorblade. Terrorblade sitting at 27 CS. How does that look in terms of net worth? 3,000. Okay.
Yep, top 3 net worth for Gaiman, as we see that Dyrachyo taking out Hanskin relatively easily. Did have to use that Phantasm, as Boom not going to get caught out by Pexu's Ice Path. So he's going to walk away A-OK. And I mean, how is Terrorblade even played these days in terms of like the pacing of the game? Like
jungle, hit the creeps.
Same garbage as before. Then we're going to see the Ancient Steel into the Roar, but the Solar Guardian to heal him up, as Boom is just going to turn this around into S4. That's going to be an easy turnaround kill, and they're going to get even more. Hanskin looks to be mega dead. Limp in that 1v4 has to evade everything. So Gaimin.
This is what I just talked about. Dawnbreaker hitting that level 6, and then they start playing aggressively underneath the tower immediately. I feel like a lot of the times players do get surprised by what Dawnbreaker does. Like, oh, she's 6. Oh, she has this global presence.
Were you a fan of her when she first came out?
No. I'm a fan of her right now. I feel like might be a bit OP, I would even say. Like the slow on Celestial Hammer,
right?
Numbers are too high. It's 36% slow
S4
at level 4.
Just came to this top lane, and he's going to get blocked up to a high degree and brought down. As Ace is pretty low as TPs are coming in, so this will likely be his death. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 for each position 3. But yeah, Dawnbreaker, I mean, when these heroes come out, like, I look at the concept, I don't look at how strong they are, right? Because she was really bad and then really good. But conceptually, I think she's cool. Like, the ult really changed. Like, the fact that she can play multiple positions makes her an interesting hero.
Yeah, this hero can be played at every single role. Like we saw at the start of the tour, her being played as position 2. Gaming Gladiators, they played it as carry, some other teams as well. But yeah, super flexible.
But then on the other side, not to get negative here, Lacoste, if you look at Marcy, she can be played multiple positions, but conceptually, I just don't really like the skill set that she has personally.
Why is that, Suns fan?
I don't know, the ult is just like random. Makes no sense. Like, she's basically a support with a carry ult. That's what it feels like. When she should be just a carry, right? So less mobility maybe and make her more of a carry is what I would say.
Yeah, I do agree. I feel like the first 2 abilities are complete opposite of the other 2 abilities.
Yeah.
It's just like split into half.
Solar Guardian with the Aether Remnant set up, and that is a big kill onto Aqua. And Gaimin, man, they're running away with every game has been a stomp. Obviously, it's the game 3, so it means Gaimin got stomped in game 1. But this is... I mean,
they're falling for it. The top lane, they got baited by Illusion. Dyrachyo used Phantasm and microed it, so they used everything.
Oh, man. They didn't use Mystic Flare, at least. But yeah, Roar is down. And Dyrachyo is going to be laughing his way to the jungle. And I assume that his armlet has been done for quite a while. Has the Treads armlet going for the Echo Saber. As it looks like Goon Squad are going to group up and take this tier 1 tower, and we'll see what the response is from Gaimin, as they've already taken the tier 1 bot, so they could theoretically defend this. As Tofu going to get that hammer off. And here come the TPs. A relocate's coming as well, but a nice Ice Path with the Mystic Flare, and that is 2 dead immediately as Gaimin Gladiators want to continue to fight, though. They take out the Skywrath as Pexu looks to be next with that Starbreaker combo being used to full effect. S4, oh, is that a coil? Did he actually miss that? I think I can't even tell.
Yeah, he
definitely missed it. Ace gets off the big plasma field now as Gaimin Gladiators, despite losing multiple heroes right at the beginning of the fight, are still winning this as they get 2 cores and make it 3. Triple kill for Dyrachyo. A full team wipe despite losing Point Spear and IO.
Yeah, they lost 2 heroes immediately, but Beastmaster did not have Roar because he used it on the Illusion. They instantly blow up with the Skywrath Mage on the relocate. That was a good Ice Path, and then Dyrachyo shows up. Like, they already used everything, so they have no abilities to fight with. Yeah. Everything's on cooldown. And Terrorblade, he definitely can't stand his ground at this point to match up what CK does.
That coil must have been like a millimeter off. My goodness. Or a centimeter, sorry for you guys.
This is from the same metric system.
I know. It felt more like a centimeter than a millimeter. It was a little bit more. Millimeter is very small. That would be giving him too much credit here.
I guess he tried to like put it on the edge to snap the coil immediately so that he saves the hero instead of putting it. You know, it's very hard to miss a coil.
It's very hard indeed. As S4 at the very least will be able to get a nice juicy stack here in the Ancients. But he finds himself and his team down 5k already in a do or die to stay in Div 1. And it looks like Hanskin's going towards that Atos. And what are the power spikes coming from Gaimin? Because it looks like they're just getting started. Dyrachyo just picks up his Echo Saber. BKB for Ace is just a recipe away. As we're going to see the silence on the Void Sphere, but he has a lot of backup, so Hanskin is just dead. and the tier 1 tower will likely fall as well. Although,
very aggressive moves from Gaming Gladiators. They do still have relocate, they do have heals, and also Dawnbreaker ulti, so they can help CK.
yeah, Dyrachyo has to pop that ult. He's going to get healed up from the Solar Guardian. Already the Roar has been expended, and the relocate out just in case, as the coil not used to full effect either. So Gaming Gladiators get out with not much having to be used, really.
That's
Now
how they play. They
there.
have good ways of counter-initiating, so a lot of the times in this game you'll see Gaming Gladiators just let Goon Squad do the first initiation. They need to be able to be like super quick. Beastmaster ulti into Sky ulti and Puck.
Pexu is deleted. That is so much burst damage coming out from Boom. And the TP's coming in, so it looks like Goon Squad still want to fight despite not having the coil. Cellar's going to be taken out, so no more link up for that CK. But S4, again, the burst damage, just too much to handle. Ace sidestepping the Mystic Flare, but the Arcane Bolt is going to chase him down. Ends up being a 2-for-2 as Aqua, still more burst damage come for him, but they have to be careful with this Thunder. He uses it.
Oh,
And
Boom!
with that Ancient Seal handskin, it's a nice kill onto Boom.
Gets blown up immediately. That was a fight where Boom still had Arcane Rune running, so he goes in and uses all of his abilities twice. Dyrachyo, completely different game. He did struggle game 1 on the Alchemist. Second game, Bristleback didn't sweat at all, and now on CK 11-1-1.
Yeah, not too shabby. And we can see, I mean, we talked about the items on the side of Gaming Gladiators. Let's see what S4 and company are going to be working on. Obviously, Vlad's is going to be next for him. And I assume a Helm of the Overlord afterwards. Is there a big item that they're waiting? The Blink on Limp would be pretty big. And as the Yasha gets completed on TB, he's going to start working
these are
on
not like game-changing items. This is not I mean, we're also 15 minutes into the game, so maybe we have high expectations. Tofu going for pipe this time around. So a lot of damage from Jakiro, from Skyrat Mage, and Puck, giving them that aura and also active damage reduction is going to be pretty big.
Well, they just saw Mystic Flare and Roar used. Did not net themselves. It was really close, though, onto Dyrachyo, but able to get relocated out. So we'll see if they try to take advantage of those 2 cooldowns being used. And the Tier 1 tower top is still standing, and that's with a Beastmaster, so expecting that to go down any moment now. I doubt Gaming Gladiators try to defend it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But yeah, BKB is going to be next for TB, and that is probably the time in which he's going to want to try and fight. But the question is, will Gaimin have too many items at that point? Because, well, the CK just starting his BKB now, so it might align nicely, depending on how the farm distribution goes.
He did go for a blink. I guess he wants to be able to play this assassin type of a game, where he jumps in, potentially gets relocated out, Dawnbreaker ulti as well, cut into back lines, find this Beastmaster, find Jakiro before they can get any spells off, because Jakiro does really well against CK. You know that this is not micro-based hero when we talk about like other illusion-based heroes. So he's all wants to do is group up and delete the target. So landing a good Ice Bat and Macropire does hurt him quite a lot.
Yep, true. But still, you can see Dyrachyo's farm is way ahead of everybody else right now, so if he can keep this pace...
Yeah, needs to calm down. He needs to have less. Roshan is going to be on menu for Gaming Gladiators. Like, I expect them to go smoke, try to get a pick off near the Roche pit, and then with CK Illusions, transition that into Roshan, potentially. Still holding on to Tier 1 tower on the mid lane, both teams. So potential buybacks could come in, especially from the supports.
Yeah. And when that Roche comes, who gets to steal the Aegis this time? Puck is the best case scenario, and they will have vision with the Hawk, so...
Might be Pucksuit this time around.
Yep, maybe. Do you think of these puns before the game?
No.
Just
some.
Really?
There's a couple.
Okay.
There's some. Yeah.
You
Where I think of them while I'm watching Dota, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'll try to think of it next time.
Do you have a pun book?
Yeah, I'll probably need to... I have this box that it's called Pandora's box.
How long you been holding on to that one?
No. I thought of this one right now.
Very good. Man, you're a quick-witted young man. A 6K lead per game.
True. I'm not a young man anymore.
Yeah, none of us are. But from the side of Goon Squad, is it really just about this BKB on TB? Like, how do you want to approach this game? Do you want to try to get these pickoffs? Because you do have the Roar Mystic Flare, but they've tried it a few times and just too much sustain from game.
It is a lot of sustain. Razor does have a BKB as well, so if he gets that off, Ace has one job, that's connect onto Terrorblade and try to steal his damage, get him out of the fight.
Yeah.
Probably gonna force out the Roar from the Beastmaster to protect the Terrorblade. Again, Boom, not going for a defensive item. Ace.
Yep, getting chased by the Triceratops and a lot of slows to come. He's already at half HP inside that Macropyre. He's forced to BKB, and Celery's the one controlled. So that's the first, I believe, first BKB usage from Ace, and it's in a more defensive measure there. So good job.
Minute and a half.
Is under attack.
S4 was waiting. He knew that IO is there and decided to go for the Roar on IO, stop the relocate play.
And Limp defending in the bot lane now, but I mean, as we've seen from Celery, he'll be back soon, right? Always these low cooldowns for him.
Yeah, it's good to be under-leveled.
Yep.
You can play Dota all the time.
That's right.
Keep dying, come back to the game.
Make sure to use that wisdom in your pubs today.
Dire's top
Don't
tower
quote me,
is
please.
under attack.
And Dyrachyo gonna be pushing out this lane in all likelihood with these.
Almost got him. Very close.
Oh, they actually do find a pick off on Peksu.
I push the future ever further.
As it feels like the game has slowed down a bit, as I think Gaimin know that. I mean, I think both teams know that Roche is the next objective, really. And I mean, how fast can they even do it? It's not the greatest Roche team since CK got nerfed in that last patch.
It's still pretty good. I think if they delete 2 heroes, they have what it takes to kill Roshan.
So that's a requirement. 2 heroes. Well, they deleted 1, but he's back. Henskin and S4 are kind of grouping up here, but perhaps expecting more TPs coming now from Goon Squad, so they might be wanting to set up a smoke, as we see one on the other side, as both BKBs now online for the CK and Terrorblade, respectively. As you can see, the Dragonlance was actually taken apart in order to get that little earlier timing on the BKB. Ace runs into them, he gets roared, but the BKB came out first, and the heal's coming through for that Solar Guardian, very nicely done. And that is a dead Peksu again, as the static link does connect onto Aqua, and he is taking massive damage, but there's the Sunder to follow. So trying to kite him to a high degree. Celery, the Mystic Flare doing a lot to take out this Razor, and he'll be successful. It's going to cost him his life, but well worth it for a Goon Squad. So it's a 2 for 2. And now Boom, looking for another target is S4. Looks like he's going to be next, and he drops immediately. Aqua not going to have that Sunder this time around, but the buyback from I almost call him Mystic Flare, man, which is Skyra.
Mystic Flare young man coming into the play with the buyback. Also buyback from Celery, using the relocate. Aqua did a good job. He ran right to the west to be able to get his Sunder off. They were hiding and they had vision, so he gets the Sunder and the big turnaround play. Well, one thing that Boom dislikes is Yule Scepter. He does not want to buy this item. Like, he was playing against Skyrat Mage as Puck in game 1. In this third game, playing against Puck and Skyrat Mage. Does not want to get it. His approach is, I'll be tanky enough, I'll be annoying.
No, Peksu. He's not Phoenix this time, but still trying to disrupt this Roche taking, as everybody's up on both sides. So now, Gaming Gladiators, they do not get a freebie. They're taking out some TB illusions in the meantime, though, as a Hawk is coming in to get a little bit of vision, but you can see the sentries there as these creeps continue to come. The Endless Zoo from S4, and even the Macropyre expended. Gaming Gladiators sidestepping that as S4 getting extremely low. Mystic Flare again takes out Boom. As he was silenced first, S4 will be the collateral, so 1 for 1 as another Sunder comes in. And Ace, the recipient of that yet again. Limp, not able to finish off Ace, though, as looks like the rest of game and just want to get the hell out of here. Celery's not going to be so lucky, and Tofu completely surrounded. So will likely be the next one on the list for Goon Squad, as they get a nice fight, a 3 for 1. And Roche, well, it's hand-delivered to them.
Olymp is doing a very good job in this fight. So going in and out, never overextending, getting his multiple spells off. And yeah, Aqua one more time, getting the BKB off. Rest of the team connects on, like, I think they need to connect onto Razor because they jump in, Ace uses BKB, and look at Aqua. There's still one more Astral Step on Void Spirit, but he dies. He just gets deleted by Puck. Does not one more time. No defensive items.
Yeah.
I guess his third item is going to be defensive, because you need to start thinking about getting the BKB.
Yep. A bit greedy. You're right. And, I mean, Yule is one of those items that...
It works so well. Like, one of the reasons why Puck has one death only is because they don't have the setup. Like, their only control is Remnant, but they don't have a setup for it.
Yeah.
Like, he can easily dodge CK. He can dodge the Dawnbreaker as well.
Yep, being able to set yourself up for that 8th Remnant would be pretty valuable. I mean, at this stage, I think maybe a little late for the Yules, and I agree, it's probably going to be the BKB as...
Big change is going to be CK getting level 20 talent, Reality Rift pierces spell immunity. Then they can connect with the Razor, pull him back into Static Link if he's trying to run away, like if he gets roared, and then blow him up with the illusions.
And we'll see if that comes to fruition or not. As Boom has his Ag, so now that when he jumps in, he's able to silence the heroes that will be able to control him.
So if he gets the first jump, if he's the one controlling Puck and Skyrat Mage, then it's quite different.
Tofu suicide bombed on, Mystic Flare to follow, and he's dead. And this tier 1 tower will likely go down as well, although Gaimin are in the area to try to defend potentially, but not going to happen. I don't think they've seen the Ags on Boom yet, although I'm sure they can expect it. It looks like he's going for that shard next, actually. And then an eventual BKB.
If he dies once, he buys BKB. But it's Boom again, so you don't,
I don't know.
Like, he was very committed. Even in the game as Puck, he had BKB queued up as 6th item to be able to deal with the Suns. Never finished it. So did not have any Dispel.
Yeah. Well, with that, I mean, it wasn't quite an Aegis steal, but with that one fight, and then the Roshan take for Goon Squad, I mean, that's kind of best case scenario based on how this game originally started. And they're still down 4K, but I'm sure they can use this Aegis to full advantage here to try to get back into this game.
Also, they have another layer of silence. CK did pick up Orchid. So controlling Puck is going to be much easier.
And so trying to push this top lane, but they are smoked, so the Dragon can only do so much on his own. And we can see that Gaimin just kind of ready for this. They're going to smoke as well, and they're going to run right into each other in just a moment. As S4 is going to try to take out a word. Instant BKB from the Razor. He's going to get control to start things out. The Static Link onto S4, though. Slower Guardian's not really going to do much, although they can get the Dawnbreaker here, but already 2 have died for Goon Squad. As now Aqua able to TP out with that BKB. Handskin is shown, and he will be able to TP out with a sliver of HP.
50 HP.
That's as close as it gets.
This time around, they approach the fight a bit different. Ace goes in, uses Static Link on a Beastmaster, and forces that roar. Like, looks good on paper, but yeah, he can't get caught on a Beastmaster. They need to have that to be able to control it, and he's dead. After that, he just straight up dies. Razor pops the BKB. His BKB is down to 6 seconds already, so he doesn't mind that. But that should, like... Using that roar, baiting roar, takes away it from CK. And it's very difficult to find CK, especially if he's the one getting the initiation. If he gets the ulti off, then you can't roar him.
Yeah, so Gaimin doing a great job, despite not having the Aegis, to win that little engagement there.
Again, same as in the previous game. Ace's job is to ruin carry. With his itemization, with this Static Link, he was thinking about getting AC, but seems like that's going to be Duracio's job. He picked up Heaven's Halberd. So getting that on top of Terrorblade is going to be pretty big.
Yeah, and we saw that Duracio turned that Orchid into a full Bloodthorn, and he actually has the Mindbreaker as well. So silence on silence action for him. And a little extra crit to go along with it. And I think he's going to feel pretty confident to go for this tier 2 tower in the bot lane. Of course, we can see that he does have some teammates nearby, just in case. How does the Mindbreaker work with illusions? I'm guessing it does work, right? The silence works on all of them, as long as it's not off cooldown. I'm pretty sure.
I'm legit first time hearing that, Suns fan.
Should work.
All right, I'm going into test lobby right now. Gonna disconnect from the game.
I'm pretty sure that works. I mean, at the very least, your illusion should get the extra damage. The 25, is it 25 magic damage?
Yeah. I don't think you get the silence. I might be wrong here. You caught me off guard. Like, you said it with so much confidence that I'm like, well, this old man knows something.
I say a lot of things with confidence, and I'm horribly incorrect half the time, so don't take my word for it. I'm just a real
Now that I'd say no. I'd say no, but we'll see. We'll see. Chat knows. Chat will type 1. If you're correct, and 2 if I am correct.
And what is 3 exactly?
3 is if it's something different. It silences for half duration.
Okay, and 4 is you don't give a shit. Type 4.
It's gonna be a lot of 4s.
It's okay.
They will start with 1 and 2 because they will start typing immediately, and then it's like 4.
True. As you can see, Limp actually working on a BKB, not too far off from it, and that's the defensive item for him. As we can see on the other side for Boom. He did finish the shard.
He did, because he didn't die.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
True. And he has the Arcane Rune bottle right now, so Dissimulate is going to be extra big, so he can...
And he also does have that 20 talent, the spell amplification, so 2 supports need to be very careful.
Yeah.
Tofu, gigantic, humongous on Dawnbreaker. Pipe has Cloak of Flames in the middle of it, and also Aghanim Scepter. The miss chance, it's massive, especially against the Terrorblade. Add a layer of Disarm from Heaven's Halberd on top of that, he's gonna struggle dealing the damage.
Up Lamp, he gets the silence into the coil! No defensive items, the Roar, Mystic Flare, but the Relocate saves Boom this time. That's his support item. It is Celery. Handskin is dead right off the bat. Now
with the
buys
fake
back into the
DP.
game, though. Dyrachyo trying to turn this around onto Akko. Has to reposition a bit, but he's stuck inside this Macro Pyre, and he's going to be brought down. 80 seconds of no CK, but Ace, he feels like the carry at this point. He's going to get hooked up by Celery. Plasma Field connects onto 3. Handskin now getting chased inside that tree line. Gets off a nice silence, but the Dissimulate Boom continuing here. Has another Astral Step, and that deletes Handskin from the face of the earth, and that is essentially a dieback for him, I believe. So ends up being a 3-for-1.
Yeah, great positioning from Celery. Understands which target they're gonna go for, because he does not have a defensive item on Void Spirit. Gets him out, and yeah, we're probably gonna see that again in a replay. But Dyrachyo, he gets pummeled by by Terrorblade, and he can get close, so he starts TPing in front of him and changes his mind with like 0.5 seconds before the TP goes off, and tries to go on Terrorblade instead.
I feel like we've seen a lot of that this season. The defensive... Yesterday we had a crazy one where both teams basically BKB TP'd and then both changed their minds towards the end of the game. But 10k lead for Gaimin now as Roche is up. Obviously, they will have a hard time taking it without their Chaos Knight. And in addition to that, obviously have to worry about the vision advantage that comes with playing against the Beastmaster, who obviously has the shard, so the Suicide Birds are there.
Aqua already adjusting his item build, going for MKB next against that mischance from the Dawnbreaker, and also Razor with the Heaven's Halberd does have 20% evasion.
Yeah, so MKB next for Aqua, and let's see if he has time to get it. This next Roche is going to be quite pivotal, and finally that BKB is officially picked up for Boom. Does not have to fully rely on Celery anymore. And I know that he's died a few times, and obviously he would have probably lived if he had it earlier, but if you can get one this late,
it's
that's
good.
9 seconds,
yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And into the pit they go, and we can see that goonsquad are not remotely close, so this is going to be the
like, what is 3
shot.
seconds, Suns fan? In real life, it's 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
Right?
But in Dota, it's a
In
lifetime.
Dota, it feels like, you know, whole lifetime.
Indeed. As the Aegis is picked up by Dyrachyo. I'm not sure if he had a shard already. Let's see if anybody else is holding anything here. I think he's the one that
No,
actually...
he's the one who picked it up.
A lot of times you see the CK pick that up beforehand, but...
After the nerfs, I don't know if you want to buy it. Because bonus cast range did get nerfed from 300 to 150. But if it's free, why not take it?
Why not? Well, we've seen Soxa actually delete his shard before because they didn't want that extra net worth. So in some cases, like
Oh, we're
Marcy-
talking about Marcy's shard, so...
Her shard's actually good, though. It's just weird. I think that was an instance where he just didn't know how to use it properly, you know?
Yeah, he probably tried it in demo mode. It's like, yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand what this does. I better kill it.
Yeah, I think so, too. So Aegis still there for Gaimin as their tier 3 is going to take some damage. This overlorded Satyr doing the bidding of S4 as Dyrachyo is going to blink in, try to kill off that pesky Satyr, and will do so.
Easy 250.
Yeah, that's always nice. And Limping Company, you can see in the enemy triangle right now as the refresher is there for Razor, and that is a big, big pickup as Celery, he's going to get silenced right off the bat, and he is super dead. The dive bomb helping him quite a bit, but the BKB activated relatively early for Aqua, and there is the Ice Path, but the counteracting ult from the Dawnbreaker onto Dyrachyo, but he cannot stand his ground right now, but Ace has come to play. Static Link, the Thunder coming in, so Aqua doing quite well. Just dancing around this Ice Path is this Razor with that double ult activated, and that is 3 dead for Goon Squad as a result.
It looked good. It looked like a decent fight for the Goon Squad. The way they started it, they killed Celery, forced a buyback, and you can see the damage that the Terrorblade does. They still managed to kill CK, so the next fight's going to be much easier because he's not going to be holding that Aegis. I don't know, Razor does so much. Like, he's tanky enough to survive when he's sitting close to the Terrorblade because of the double BKB and also the double disarm, like Shiva's Guard. It's just that he does so many things at the moment. He also does have Elven Tunic, so extra evasion, even though Terrorblade does have a BKB. But still very tanky against everything else as well.
Yeah, Ace is feeling like the carry.
True carry of this game, exactly.
I mean, Dyrachyo has more farm, but Ace, it feels like, is the one that comes in towards the latter half of the fights and just takes over. 30 seconds of no Terrorblade, which is going to be a bit of an issue for Goon Squad as they do end up getting the Fortify off. Macropyre's there, but Celery hooking up to Ace. Mystic Flare is going to do some damage as the relocate just a little distance away to make sure Ace is A-okay. Still 10 seconds on the TB as the Illusion's going to focus this tower down. And I mean, that might be the end of the engagement. We'll see if they want to jump again. But without Phantasm, without relocate, probably best to chill. And maybe just wait for that refresher again, since that is quite a long cooldown.
Still 70 seconds on cooldown. Getting closer to level 25 on Razor.
He has his shard, by the way, your favorite.
It's a good shard.
Why don't you explain to everybody what it does?
It does a forked lightning. That deals damage, and it also slows by 50%. 50% slow. Very nice.
So if it's a single target, it's guaranteed to fork lightning.
You need to be very close to it, though.
If it's an auto attack, percentage based.
Yes.
It turns his skill, which is let's read his skill.
His skill is
Storm
like
Surge.
half a skill. It's like
Passively
literally not.
increases Razor's movement speed. That's the entire description of that spell. They put something that could have been part of the base hero as a skill. Always enamored by this. But Razor's still good. That's how good his other skills are.
Oh. At one point, I think Windlace was better than passive on Razor.
Yeah. I don't
You don't what?
I have no idea what to say.
You don't want to be here?
I got nothing. Wraith Pact now for Gaimin, so that's more damage mitigation. Along with a Trickster Cloak. Interesting movement there from that on. The hell was that?
I didn't see. I was looking at 25, so 2 static link charges on Razor.
Ooh.
We have CK that hit level 25, so more chance to Chaos Strike. And Void Spirit about to hit his level 25. So the Simulate's gonna stun. Even more AoE control, especially with the Shard and extra ring.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And the Arcane Rune there for Boom. As, again, this is an extremely important game. Loser goes to Div 2. Roar onto Ace. He's going to get Mystic Flared as well. Dropping extremely low. Looks like he's going to live for now, though, as the Dawnbreaker ult coming in. He's going to get the stun lock. No, actually, looks like the Aghanim Scepter, in fact, from the Dawnbreaker. Getting the extra evasion, despite having the MKB on the Terrorblade. So, in the end, it's just a Jakiro
It's time
lock.
to go. They used the BKB on Terrorblade. They use meta. Wait until that's done. Reset Razor. Io's going to take him back.
And where are they going with this?
Stop the split push. Split push by creeps.
Yep, very annoying to deal with. But they'll be able to get out this wave and get back into the action if they want. 10% Chaos Strike chance talent taken here.
Ah, they should have... What, can you show the win rate one more time? Yeah, I'd go with the left
69.
one. It's nice.
Okay, so I'm told. There's Tofu and company. Why are you looking at me? Yep, 58 that time. Good, good. This is going to be the range racks at top. And like you said, without that BKB on the Terrorblade, for another 30 seconds, that opens up that top lane completely. And I think now, Gaiman...
Look at the illusions on minimap. Aqua.
69. What is that?
Wait, what is it? This is scripted.
100% win rate with the crit. I mean, it's very low pick rate, but still, 100%. That must mean you're like so excited, you're diving their fountain already. That's actually crazy.
This is when you get level 30, probably. Because everyone gets...
That?
Yeah, I think it does. So everyone gets the left talent on 25 anyway.
So there's no 0%ers, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, either way, he does take the better of the two talents, which is the 1.75 second stun, which used to be 2.5, if I remember correctly. So Dissimulate, obviously, with that shard, giving you a lot of damage, a lot of control, and a lot of distance that you can make up. Speaking of distance, though, overwhelming blink now onto Limp. Seems to be the go-to build for pucks these days.
Yeah. Huge area where you slow people. It's 50% move slow.
Does anybody buy Arcane Blink? Is there literally one hero? Shadowfiend, maybe, on some weird builds?
Yeah, Shadowfiend and CKs were buying it before.
Just for the cooldown reduction?
Yeah.
And Gaiman probably just waiting for this next roast, which is up now, but
It's not cooldown reduction anymore. It's
yeah, I mean that's the
cast
one.
point reduction.
Yeah, it's even weirder than it used to be. Smoked by Gaiman. They would love to get a pick off into the next Roche, which is carrying the Aghanim Scepter this time, but the Roar onto Ace. He's taking a lot of damage, but the Solar Guardian,
Relocate, gets him out.
And that heal come to fruition. And that is 2 dead right off the bat for Goon Squad. They lose the Skyrath, who buys back into the game. They're going to be able to that S4 no matter what, though. But look at the numbers. Game of Gladiators, everybody is super healthy.
This
Buybacks
might be
there
it.
for
They
Goon Squad.
bought back. Terrorblade does have buyback. No meta, no BKB. It's kind of pointless to buy back, but you might need to because there's no tier 2 towers. You're going to be playing against the Mega Creeps.
Oh, boom. He's getting caught out here a bit, but he does have a lot of escape mechanisms. Gets off the first Resonant Pulse of Silence hand skin. He's getting handled by these 2 supports right now, as the rest of his team are nowhere near. You're gonna have to use the Dissimulate to get a little bit farther away, but like you said...
50 seconds, 60 seconds. It's a really long time. At least Puck needs to buy back if Terrorblade does not want to.
I mean, I think they're gonna have to buy back no matter what. Obviously, S4 is the one that cannot, so 30 seconds on the deck as you hear the Arcana buyback sound. You can buy it today on the Dota2 store to support
For
Valve
$3.99, yeah.
for a lot of money. Mystic Flare being shared and damaged a bit by Dyrachyo. And a lot already expended. They're trying to delay this as much as possible, and there might not be a better hero to delay than
Roshan
this
is
hero.
up. This is third Roche, Cheese, Aegis, and Aghanim Scepter.
Can they take it in time, though? Only 10 seconds until S4 is back.
They know that there's no meta on Terrorblade, and taking a fight with melee Terrorblade pretty much means that they're gonna win. I don't think Goon Squad is gonna not go because they need to, but they still need to try to like see what's gonna happen, scout things out with the Hawk, with the Conjure Image to see what's happening inside the pit. But they definitely lose this game if they don't go, if they don't try to make something happen.
They're making a move, but slow. Roche is basically dead.
And also DD spawned bottom.
Well, we'll see who grabs that. Dyrachyo gets the Aegis, though. The Ags is available for somebody as well. I would assume that Razor takes it. We'll see. And
they got it to Razor.
He consumes it, so he gets that extra strike onto the Eye of the Storm. That is a dirty Ags with this Refresher build. And with that now in their inventories, I'm not sure how Gaming Gladiators lose this game.
Goon Squad is like, yeah, this is our new place. This is our new base. We're rebuilding.
Yeah, Warcraft 3 throwback. Get your
work.
work. Those good old peons from back in the day. Got to get those resources in tow as, okay, the BKB from S4, Mystic Flare. Is that enough burst damage? No, the heal's coming in from Celery and the Dawnbreaker ult. That is enough to take out the Aegis as Tofu has finally come in with that Axe. He's getting bursted down, though, from the right clicks of Terrorblade. That's enough to take him out. BKB from Tofu.
Yeah, that double damage on Terrorblade. He has 600 plus with the Daedalus and MKB.
Yeah, I assume that they just wait out this Metamorphosis. And, I mean, they could buy back on Dawnbreaker, just wait it out as well. But still, 38,000 net worth lead for Gaimin. They only have one set of racks for themselves. So that's a silver lining, I suppose, for Goon Squad at the moment. And you can see Aqua has his sights set on the Refresher, knowing how important that meta is.
Oh, Puck blinks in, scouts things out.
Yep, Dyrachyo gonna get silenced as here comes Ace. He gets Ice Path immediately, though. And the silence is going to connect onto two heroes, and that's two dead supports just like that. Goon Squad at the disadvantage. And they're going to get the roar off onto Ace, but S4 is likely to fall shortly after. He's going to have to buy back immediately, but the Bloodthorn, they're just melting right through this Terrorblade. 123 seconds of no TB should be GG for GG in game number 3.
Yeah, this is it. That means Gaming Gladiators, they're going to stay in Division 1,
right.
And the Gone Squad are going back to Division 2.
Yep, where they'll probably go undefeated next season again and be back in Division 1 the following season. But congratulations to Gaming Gladiators. It was a bit of a scare, more than a bit, a huge scare, especially after the Game 1 demolition that we saw. But they get third at the major. They disappoint in this season, but at the very least, they do not drop to Div 2.
Yeah, that's what matters, considering how bad of a start they had. But look at them. They're happy. They know that for the next DPC Tour / season, they're not going to be in Division 2. They're not going to be missing out on a major, potentially. So